There are high hopes for the Bucks this season with two superstars on their squad, and Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard, and Doc Rivers orchestrating, but Milwaukee hasn't lived up to expectations. Keep in mind, Chris Middleton has been out. The Bucks have lost by 2 last night without Giannis on the court, despite Dame's 36-point performance. Milwaukee is now 1-6 on the season, tied for their worst start through 7 games. They started 1-6 in 68-69, 74-75, and 93-94, missing the playoffs each time. The Bucks have also dropped 6 games for the first time since 2015. 2 superstars on that team. Kendrick Perkins, hello, sir. Need you to help break this all down for us, but I'm going to start with you, Stephen A., and we're going to put the focus on Giannis first. Should Giannis want out of Milwaukee?
No, not yet anyway. They look bad. They've been competitive, losing back-to-back games to Cleveland, but they lost. Giannis is averaging 31 and 12. Damian Lillard is averaging nearly 28 on 45% shooting. You talk about a team that's thin, Shannon. I mean, Milwaukee, as Big Perk will confirm, Milwaukee is one of those teams, for crying out loud. They got a whole bunch of cats that ain't showing up, okay? And so, and Doc Rivers definitely is going to be in some hot water if they don't turn this around quick, fast, and in a hurry. But here's the reason why I'm of the mindset that Giannis shouldn't want out as of yet. Number one, it's early. But number 2, the present conditions, he's somewhat culpable for it. The fact of the matter is that you got a coach in Adrian Griffin that was 20-plus games over 500 and was a top 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, and he got fired. And he got fired, and Doc Rivers got brought there. And so when you look at the moves that they've made, you know the organization consulted with Giannis. Giannis obviously wanted what he wanted, and as a result, they gave that to him to some degree, and this is how you're looking. When you are somewhat culpable for the conditions under which you're working with, then you don't duck and run. You got to stay there and try to stick it out. That's why I'm of that mindset right now.
Perk, where are you on this?
Look, Giannis the one that made this bed. He the one that got to lay in it, okay? He's the one that got to lay in it. And look, Stephen A., it goes way before the firing of Adrian Griffin. Didn't Mike Budenholzer get fired as well? A guy that they won a championship with? Okay, and then all of a sudden you fire Adrian Griffin. Giannis forced the hand to trade for Damian Lillard, okay, and get Drew Holiday out of there. Here's the thing. Does Giannis have blood on his hands? Absolutely, right? All over this. So you got to stick it out. You got to ride it out. This is what you wanted, Giannis. You knew that you and Dame didn't have the chemistry that y'all needed to have, especially playing the 2-man game and learning one another. Dame told you time and time again publicly last season, he told all of us that it was times that he felt lonely because it was the first time that he was away from his family. Did Giannis step up as a franchise player and a leader to say, hey, Dame, come over to the crib, watch some games, let's build some type of chemistry? Did Giannis do a good job this offseason of reaching out to Dame and say, hey, let's get in the gym at some point together. Let's construct a mini camp before a training camp. That's what real leaders do. Now when you look at the organization, okay, the leaders who run an organization, the Knicks went out, and what did they do this offseason? They didn't make popular moves. They made powerful moves. They went and got Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns so that they could try to look eye to eye with the Boston Celtics. The same thing that Philadelphia did when they went and got Paul George. Who did the Milwaukee Bucks go out there and get? Gary Trent Jr. and Taurean Prince. So you're telling me that's going to move the needle? When you saw Chris Middleton last year show signs that he was aging and look old, and you knew that he was having 2 surgeries this offseason on both ankles, and you didn't Beyonce this roster and upgrade it, that's a problem.
Jay?
Every coach is there because of Giannis' blessings. He wanted to move off from Jay Kidd and got Mike Budenholzer. Mike Budenholzer won a championship. A couple of years later, they struggled losing the first round. He wanted a different head coach. They bring in Adrian Griffin. He was 30 and 13. That wasn't good enough for Giannis. They got Doc Rivers. He wanted, as Perk said, he wanted another superstar. But in the process of getting that superstar in Dame Lillard, you weakened your team because your own ball presence, what Holiday is. So what you did, not only did you weaken your team, you strengthened the team that's been your chief competition in the East. You made them damn near unbeatable. They got two young guns, two guys that can hound the basketball in Derek White and Holiday. And you got a big guy in the presence, Zingers and Al Horford. No, Giannis, don't run. Why are you going to set the house on fire and then you going to run your ass up out of it? No, stay there. If it burns down, you set it on fire. No, don't.
Okay, let's talk about this because this is kind of going off the rails here. Because I think Giannis actually has pretty much no blame. And let me explain why. Because he doesn't know. This is on management. Okay? Giannis shouldn't have that power. Giannis is, as we all know, the Greek freak, right? Giannis is great because of his athleticism, because of his size and strength, not because of his elite understanding of basketball, of his fundamentals, of him being born and raised in basketball and understanding it to the greatest depths. He's not LeBron James, he's not MJ, he's not Kobe, he's not Steph. He doesn't have the levels of IQ, of basketball IQ that those players have, that those greats know. So he doesn't know what's going to make his team better. He doesn't know that the coach is not the problem or the coach is the problem or that Damian Lillard will or won't work. That's not who he is. Steph Curry could be a coach. Kobe Bryant could have been a coach. LeBron James, coach. Could Giannis Antetokounmpo be a coach? No. No, he could not. No, he could not. So anyone who gave Giannis this level of control or power is very confused. Expecting Giannis, who was not born and raised in this country, yes, I'm sorry, it matters. Anyone who's actually interacted with other people from other countries knows. Culturally, it is very different. It is very different. There's a lot of extra steps that it takes to kind of connect with someone. So someone who has grown up in a completely different world with a completely different background is not going to connect with Damian Lillard, who is like, to his core, like a true born and bred baller from America. Right? That's why he connects with KD, LeBron, Steph, Clay, Draymond. Notice how all those guys are all connected? Chris Paul, Carmelo. Then you have Giannis. Giannis has always been outside looking in. And it's not just because he's international. Because you have Joel Embiid, who kind of has a little bit of that, but he's also really connected as well with a lot of these guys. So it's so that is some on Giannis. But it's also just, some of it is just not his fault. Because when you're born and raised in a literal different world, it's going to be harder to connect. But he does not understand the game as deeply as some of these other players do. So if you're letting him call the shots and make the moves, that is on you. That is on you 100%. And I'm not saying that, don't twist this and say that I'm saying Giannis is dumb or this or that. It's just there's levels. Not everyone has the IQ, the basketball IQ of Kobe Bryant and LeBron James and MJ. They just don't. Okay? So not just because you're considered a superstar or great doesn't mean you deserve to have that much power. So this is on the Bucks, man. They're the ones that messed this up. They are. They needed someone to be the grown-up in the room and make the hard decisions and not just do whatever Giannis wanted them to do. Because it just makes no sense. Seriously, it just makes no sense. So, I wouldn't put all this blame on Giannis. In a lot of ways, Giannis needed to be protected from himself because he does not know. He doesn't have that level to him, that knowledge within him. So I really blame the Milwaukee Bucks as a whole more than anything, quite frankly. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Giannis, the Milwaukee Bucks? You think this is, Giannis is all to blame, the Bucks organization? Who? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.